I'm Tiger and I'm from TNT Paranormal Investigators. I've been interested in the paranormal since being a little girl. I used to see things and hear things that other people couldn't explain, and I stopped seeing probably about 7 years old because people used to take the mickey out of me, make fun of me and say that I was making it up. So I sort of kind of pushed it to one side again while I was at school and growing up. And then probably when I was about 15, 16, I had a partner die. My boyfriend at the time actually drowned. And after that, I think with the trauma that I went through, I ended up seeing a lot more spiritual things that were coming through, and seeing a lot more ghosts and hearing people talking to me and everything. And at first I thought I was going a little bit crazy. But when I passed on messages to other people, I found that they could validate everything. So I thought, well, maybe I'm not crazy then. So yeah, it just went from there and just got stronger. And then when I came across to live in Australia, I ended up meeting up with another paranormal group, and that's where I met Dave Sheriff. And then we decided to do our own TNT Paranormal. Yeah, we investigate private homes and also well-known locations as well. We've been to investigating different public houses or hotels, pubs, and we get quite a lot of different paranormal activity, or as we call it sometimes, unexplained activity. If we debunk it or we can't debunk it, then we will class it as unexplained rather than paranormal. What sort of things? Usually when they're having things moved about in the house, or if they're hearing noises and they know that everybody's in bed and they're hearing footsteps on a night time. Yes, I use the psychic medium abilities as well. It's just something that I think I've grown up with from being little, like I say. And as I've got older, I've gone and used the skills a lot more. When we go on to an investigation, we use a mixture of different, like I say, the psychic, the mediumship, and equipment, and we try and put them all together into like a big jigsaw puzzle just to get the information, and try and cross-reference it with everything. We use a whole range of equipment. We've got electronic voice recorders for electronic voice phenomena. We leave that running, just an ordinary voice recorder we'll leave running in a room, and while we're talking we usually get spirits or ghosts, whichever you want to call them, actually answering the questions in the background, and we don't hear them there and then until we go through the footage afterwards. We use IR lights for cameras so we can have night vision as well, so we don't have to have any lights on, because we try not to have any electrical interference at all. So we try and have all the power switched off in the house that we've gone into. I think the rest of the equipment's probably been best asked off Dave, because he's very, very good and technically minded. I'm more so on the mediumship side. And TNT have been together for nearly 2 years now as our team. And we actually work alongside other paranormal investigation teams as well. We all come together and have different ideas about doing things and share our ideas and share the locations, it's really, really good. Yes, we've had quite a few different businesses calling us lately as well. I think more and more people are becoming open to the paranormal world, where before it was a bit of a no-no, and people didn't like to admit that they could see things or they could hear things. Because the same as, like I say with myself, you think you're going crazy. And each time that we've been there, it gives them confirmation that what is there is something that they are seeing themselves or that they're hearing. And it actually makes them feel a lot better then. A lot of people contact us afterwards and say, it's okay, I was saying hello to, the ghost this morning while I was in the office. And it seems to put their mind at rest, that it's nothing to be scared of. We do house cleansing as well. We'll go into the house and do an investigation, and also try to debunk different noises that we can hear, just to be on the safe side, to say it definitely is paranormal or unexplained. Because sometimes people will call us and it could be that the door's just one of those latches on the doors that just keeps moving the door backwards and forwards. If there's any particular activity in a house that somebody's not happy with, we can actually give the house a cleanse afterwards. It's just a ritual that we use as individuals, and also different incense that we mix together and just do a cleansing of the home. Because really what we're asking the energy or the ghost to do is just move on, just move away from where they are. And yet we've found that quite a few can actually live in harmony with the family that are there as well. Some of the energies that we have met on a couple of investigations, it's a spirit box. Usually while I'm doing a walkthrough, Sheriff will actually put the earphones on, and it's a spirit box where it runs backwards and picks up on white noise, radio frequencies and all that lot. A couple of times while I've been trying to do a little bit of a house cleansing, when you've got an energy, a spirit that's stuck there, and I've tried to help them move forward, I actually had, because Sheriff will shout out the words that come through the spirit box, and I've actually had him swear at me, you know, tell me to F off, and I've gone, pardon? And he said, no, that's exactly what's coming through. So you've got some kind of energies that do try and stop you helping somebody, you know, go to the other side. Definitely. But I suppose the same as anywhere else, like another human being, if they were saying something that you weren't happy with, you'd just tell them to go away, or you'd ignore them. For an investigation, we usually say for a couple of hours, 2 to 3 hours in our home. It usually gives us a chance to do a walkthrough properly first and try and pick up on any information or what is in the house. And then by the time we've set all the equipment up and started using that and collecting as much information as possible. If we go to a well-known venue, we've been to the Midland Town Hall a couple of times and worked with Shant's Pony Tours up there, where while she's been doing the tours, we've worked alongside and behind the rest of the group as well and done our own little investigations. That can usually take up to about 4 or 5 hours. And then we have so many different cameras. Some we have static, some that we actually carry around with us. So we've then got to go through all the footage and you know, go through the auditory as well. So that can take probably about 4 or 5 days to go through everything. And then if we find something that we think is an EVP, electronic voice phenomena, we have to play it backwards and forwards to make sure that it wasn't somebody that whispered in the room as well. And then we'll send it to each other to try and listen in and see what we can pick up what it's saying. What we do, we put the evidence together, usually in a clip about between 3 minutes and 6 minutes long, and put it onto the paranormal page on Facebook. And then let other people see, you know, what we've actually found. I don't think people realise, a lot of people think that you have to go to this really well-known venue to find a lot of paranormal activity. I can get paranormal activity at home as well. Even if I'm just sat watching the TV, occasionally the TV will get switched over, and there's definitely no electrical problems because one of my son-in-laws, I'll get him to check it out. Things get moved in the house, but to me, spirits are just like the human, you know, like they were when they were human as well. They can be full of mischief, they become full of fun.